I will be talking about my personal experience with regards to extension of stay. Okay, so what happened was, before how this extension of stay actually, okay, is only exclusively for HDB. Okay, HDB for private also we have extension of stay. Okay, but HDB itself is more prominent in the sense that usually HDB buyer will sell and buy. Okay, so extension of stay is when after the completion you allow the seller, if let's say you're the buyer, allow the seller to stay in the house for a maximum of 3 months. Okay, for private itself, okay, there is a consider a private agreement. Okay, can be extended to even more than 3 months. Okay, but for HDB itself, it's really dictated that okay, you cannot do more than 3 months. Okay, so whenever I have such a client who need to sell and buy, okay, most likely we need to request extension of stay, okay, because one reason would be because of the CPF. We need to wait for the CPF refund from the sales of the house or the HDB, so that we can proceed to buy. So in a sense, the timeline, the refund will take some time. So after the completion, it will take about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before the fund to go in. Then from there, we should we have to complete the buying process after that 2 or 3 weeks after the fund is in. So for this is a bit technical. Okay, I will need to draw, and it is only like only through the consultation, then I can advise lah on how I will do the timeline for my clients. Okay, so but anyway, okay, for extension of stay usually not only for extension of stay, actually, we usually will do it. We will tell the prospect buyer, okay, if let's say they want to buy the property, okay, this house will need a 3 month extension. Okay, 3 month extension, even though you can ask for rental as a buyer, but most at this current market, rarely we will tell the buyer that my clients will be paying for rental. Okay, we will say no mandatory compensation, but this is up to negotiation and see how. So apparently for my case, okay, the buyer has to pay a $30,000 COV. It means I sell above the valuation, and they have to pay fork out 30,000 cash. Okay, on top of that, they have to come up have to allow my client to stay in the house after completion for 3 months. Okay, that was already set before even we sign the OTP. Okay, so they say okay, they signed the OTP and they agreed with the extension of stay. But however, after our completion is another 2 months, or another 2 months, or 1.5 month, in May, so April, May. Oh, it's almost 1 month plus only. So 1.5 month, and suddenly he messaged me yesterday and said, okay, Andik, since we already pay 30,000 on COV, I think it's fair for us to pay 2,500. Uh, I mean, it's fair for you guys to pay us 2,500 for the extension of stay. Okay, this wasn't mentioned previously, and now they message me this way lah. So luckily, okay, this agreement has already been printed out. It's a written agreement. We signed. Both parties have signed, and now they are trying to back out. Maybe because they heard from friends or online, that you can ask for rental, and suddenly they want to ask for rental. Okay, so for this case, okay, I'm not sure whether they are going to pursue the case or not. Okay, to a higher court. Okay, but however, I think it's a waste of everybody time and also money for them. Okay, for my case, okay, it's okay because it's my client. I will of course, help them financially and emotionally with regards to this. Okay, we have already agreed that extension of stay is FOC, no charge. We only pay for town council, the property tax, and also the any bills that they incur when staying in that house. So for this case, I think there's no point arguing, yeah, because we already signed the agreement, but of course, in my opinion, every transaction must be a happy transaction. Okay, we do not want a win lose win-lose transaction. Okay, like for example, my client is already happy with the sale, and even though they are my client, I also try my best to make the other party happy as well. Okay, but my majority of my role as a seller agent or seller consultant, I will have to put the needs of my sellers first. Okay, like for in this case, okay, I have helped them get a very good price for the property, 30,000 above COV, and on top of that, we have a 3-month extension. So it's definitely a win-win for them. Okay, so the direct buyer, I already informed the direct buyer of the situation prior, signing the OTP, and they agreed to the arrangement. But however, in the midst of the property agreement, they decided to, try to be a bit smart lah in the case. Okay, so I'm not sure how this would turn out. Okay, for my seller, they don't need to worry lah so much lah. Okay, I'm just it's just me. I'm just concerned. Okay, maybe the buyer might not be happy, because actually a home is a property is a property lah. But you want to come into your new home as feeling good. You make this purchase feeling good for you and your family. So I don't know what happened in between the conversation, or even before the conversation. I got them to sign twice actually for the extension of stay. Okay, because first one, they weren't able to pay such a high COB. Actually, I sold it even higher. Okay, but then my buyer decided to push down the price a little bit more, and they decided to go ahead with it, and also sign that extension letter again. But however, I'm not sure. Suddenly, maybe they forgot about the extension of stay or whatsoever. But everything is already printed out on the WhatsApp. There's proof on the WhatsApp, and I have a digital copy for them. I hope. See, that's the problem lah, with usually direct buyers that we face usually. Okay, uh, the source of information we get, or they get, is actually mostly online, or based on experience from other people that they met. Okay, it's not by it's not from professionals like myself lah. So I I'm not sure what happened lah in between that. Okay, but I hopefully they can resolve it quickly. Okay, just no need to think so much. Okay, actually my client is also quite a very nice client like, in that sense. Okay, they need an extension because, of course, for the funds to go in and to pay the new house. Okay, if let's say they also say that, since they are getting married, they want to hand over the house as soon as possible lah. Okay, but again, I asked 3 months is because to protect the interest of my clients first. Okay, because sometimes there's unnecessary delays that we cannot avoid. Okay, sometimes the completion date of the buying is late, or maybe the CPF funds cannot come in early, or maybe the renovation time is drag. So there are a lot of external factors that I cannot control. But just as a safety net, I asked for 3 months, and also the buyers have agreed prior to that, and yeah, so I hope they can resolve this quickly. Okay, not to be too stressed, or not be too angry about not getting that rental payment, because I'm quite clear to them already. I just reply them and say, no, there shouldn't be any rental collected from my end. Okay, and please refer to the agreement. Okay, if they decided to use a lawyer to sue us, okay, we can counter sue, and by the time ding dong ding dong, I think more than 3 months, yeah, it's a waste of money. Waste. I mean, I pity the buyers lah, because they are first time buyers, and they are not with an agent. Okay, unnecessary stress. The unnecessary stress come from lack of knowledge, I believe, and lack of proper and professional advice. Okay, so that's the thing that makes them angry. Okay, I hope they can just get past that, and just believe in my advice. Okay, of course they have that reservation in there, because I am actually representing my sellers. Okay, I'm not representing them. So that's why maybe there is a reservation to believe my words, or believe my advice. Okay, but I hope that somebody can help them, talk to them, somebody out there. Okay, I'm not going to name names. Okay, if let's say any of the agent there know of these people, okay, who ask you, okay, just tell them how the procedure goes. Okay, and tell them the agreement has already made prior to signing the OTP. Hence, yeah, they have agreed to everything lah, that we have mentioned to. Okay, so I hope I answered some of your questions with regards to extension of stay. Okay, for those of you guys who are planning to buy a property, okay, this is one of the very common things, common term, okay, extension of stay. Okay, it is not from the start when you sign the OTP. Okay, it's usually people will get confused. Okay, 3 month extension means from the day you sign the OTP. When the day you sign the OTP, you are just only putting a deposit. You are only the owner after 4 months. After the completion date, you are the owner. Then 3 months, 3 months extension means from that completion date, 3 months. So if let's say your completion from the date to OTP to the completion date will take about 3 months. So 3 plus 3, 6 months. Okay, it's not just 3 months. Okay, so I hope I answered some of your questions with regards to this or any nagging issues you have on your mind. Okay, but anyway, if let's say you have any other questions that you have, okay, just drop in your question in the comment section below or just text me at 94508732. I'm happy to serve you. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.